Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Flex and Reflect Sunday Sit Down. This is a weekly segment where I sit down and answer the questions that have been asked by clients sent in from around the world. And I have four for today. I've got them on my iPad here, which is why I'm looking over here. What's a piece of health or fitness advice you believed early in your career that you've completely changed your mind about, and why? Well, when I first started, I I went to a gym that specialized in powerlifting and bodybuilding. This is back in 1988, so the gym landscape is very different now, unfortunately. So it was very hands-on. And the thing that I learned there was about technique, how to build a body, do it safely, great exercises, foundational, etc. The thing that I didn't do at the time was cardio. Didn't know cardio, and so my belief was that I didn't need to do it. And it was probably, golly, years and years went by where I just love, and it's still today. I love my strength training, and I don't love the cardio side of it, but what I do love is I found the thing that I do like, which is going out and walking in nature and stuff. It's just multi-leveled in terms of the health benefits for me, mental health. Obviously, gets my heart rate a little bit elevated, and it's just good for the joints and everything as well. And I can work at the same time in terms of doing podcasts and doing some personal growth and strategy work for the business and that kind of thing. So I really enjoy that. But it was like I was a number of years into my training when I realized that I always used to get sick, like with colds, flus, and that sort of thing in August. And there was a year of realization that I thought, I thought about the survival of the fittest of animals and that kind of stuff. I thought, oh, I wonder if I introduced some cardio into my training, because I only ever did strength training. I moved around and stuff, but I wasn't conscious of it. And certainly back in the late 80s and early 90s, no one was tracking their steps or anything like that. I remember at some point, don't know what year, I used to have one of those. It's about that big, and it had a little clip, and you stuck it on the side of your pants or your belt. It had a little metal lever that every time if you moved, like if you shook it, it moved the little lever, and that was like one step, two steps, three steps, etc. And it had a digital display. So I didn't have one of those. And so I was just moving. So then I decided that, I'm going to do some cardio, and I decided to do it on a bike and do it at home. So I had like a trainer where you put your bike in, like your real bike on the road. You put the back wheel into this trainer, and had like a wheel that you could tighten the resistance on the handlebars and stuff. And I used to do that. And then I found that I didn't get sick that particular year. So then from that point on, I've consistently done it. So I guess to answer the question, I only used to think that I needed to do strength training because that's what I loved, and didn't worry about the cardio side of it. Thought it would wreck my legs, and in terms of not make them stronger and reduce the muscle mass and stuff. So yeah, so that would be it for me. The trick is to find something that you really love, because I've tried everything and hated most of them, even the cycling. It's like, man, I just get bored with it. And it doesn't move my hips, like the hips aren't twisting, your legs are going up and down and stuff. And anyway, so walking is my thing now. Love that. All right. If you could track only one metric besides body weight to measure someone's health and fitness progress, what would it be, and why? Well, for me, it's got to be around habits, because if you get the habits right, then they will become part of your lifestyle. And you can track the scales and say, oh, well, I'm going up, going down, depending on what it is that your goal. I'm staying the same. But if you're not doing that in a healthy, sustainable way, then you're not forming these healthy habits. And the habits are the things that are going to prolong your health and wellness and improve it for the rest of your life. So that the habits would be the thing for me. And so then it comes down to, what habits are we talking about? Well, um, you can make it as simple or as complicated as you want. I like to keep things very simple. So the first one is strength training. Typically, I advise people to do 3 strength sessions a week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or Sunday. Like I do Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, and then do cardio on the other days. Make sure you're consistent with your strength workouts. Make sure that you've got the habit of scheduling them and you don't shift your schedule. You move, for me, I aim for around the 10,000 steps a day. Usually I'm doing more. Like today, so far, I've already been on my 5K walk after my strength workout. I'm up to almost 8,959 steps. So I'll have no problem incidentally getting to the 10,000 steps a day. So I do that every single day. I'm making sure that I'm eating consistently. Sit at least 5 to 6 meals a day. That's outside of post work supplementation. I don't include those in there. I'm feeding me with the protein, the plant-based food, the high energy carbohydrates throughout the day as I need them. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, getting good quality snacks in there that have got protein in them and plant food as well. Good fats, the right supplementation. So, whatever that is right for you, and getting the sleep habits right, focusing on growing yourself. Um, yeah, drinking plenty of water, 2 to 3 liters of water a day. I focus on those types of habits. If you can't do them all at once, then don't focus on doing them all at once. Focus on the ones that you can do and you can do consistently, and then just add another one, another one, another one, and another one. And that's what we call a healthy lifestyle. That's the metric I would track. Number 3, what mindset shift do you think is non-negotiable? If somebody wants to build a strong, fit, healthy body for life, not just for short, can't speak this morning, not just short-term results. So a mindset shift. All right. So I think it comes down to this. A lot of people say to me, "Oh, I'm not training enough. I need someone to push me, etc., etc." Where the majority of your results are going to come from, and it's not to say that you shouldn't be pushing in the gym, because a lot of people don't push enough. Some people push too hard, but most people don't have a structured program and pushing themselves in the right way consistently. So the biggest mindset shift is not the training, it's the food, right? That's where most of it is. So you're doing, like I said before, 3 sessions a week of training. Maybe let's say that you're training for an hour. That's 3 hours of your week. You've got to eat, based on how I program people, 42 meals a week. Every day, you've got to have like your 5 or 6 meals. You've got to eat them throughout the day. And you've got to do that 7 days a week. You've got to back up day after day after day. Your workouts, you only have to show up and then you go. So the food requires more effort. It requires more focus. And a lot of people struggle with it, mainly because it requires effort. They're not hungry. They're not focused on how this meal that they're eating right now is building more muscle, building a better body, a healthier version of them, et cetera, because they've done the workout, they feel like they've given themselves a healthy meal, and bang, they move on, but they're not optimizing their results. So for me, if you want to build the absolute best version of yourself, you have to make your focus on your food an absolute non-negotiable. If you want a six-pack, it's going to come down to your food. Yeah, it's the training and a bit of cardio and that sort of stuff, but it's the food that is the main thing that is stopping people. Why are people mainly overweight or obese in this country here in Australia and in the US? It's not lack of exercise, even though people could do with more. It is the food that they're consuming. That is the biggest issue. So that's the non-negotiable that you have to come up with. And people say to me, oh, I can't lose it off here, I can't lose it off here, there, etc. It takes longer than you usually think. It's harder than you usually think to achieve what it is that you want. But look, it's a sliding scale. If you want a six-pack, that's completely different mindset to somebody that just wants to be healthy and a little bit leaner. It's concentrated effort on a consistent basis. You have to be unrelenting. So that would be the main one that I would suggest that's non-negotiable. If you had to design a perfect 24-hour day for health, fitness, and mental strength, what would it look like hour by hour? Oh, come on. All right, so I'm not going to go through hour by hour, but I'll do it block by block, right? So first of all, ideally, for me, it's probably having 7 hours sleep. I probably average 6.5. Sorry about next door's dogs barking. but 7 hours, and I feel really, really focused and energized. It would be then getting up and doing a strength training session. So obviously not every day, but on the day that I'm designing the perfect day, I would do a strength training session. It would take me about 45 minutes to maybe an hour. Um, I would push myself hard. I would track what it is that I'm doing. I would be progressing on the last session that I did. I'd be lifting more weights. I would feel great through doing it. I would fuel myself beforehand. I would have a pre-workout drink, which would be like a scoop of 100% whey protein with something like Powerade, Gatorade. I use Staminate at the moment. I use that immediately before the workout. I use it immediately after the workout. I do have like a pre-workout type of like it's a caffeine type of drink to give you a little bit of a boost. About ideally 30 minutes before the workout. Then at the end of the workout, I will have a full meal. Preferably, I'm doing this in the morning, right? First thing. I will then have a full meal, which will ensure that it's got high energy carbs in it, say like rice or potato, something like that. It will have about 40 grams of protein for me, whether it's in red meat, chicken, fish, whatever. It's normally red meat or chicken. And probably right now, probably 2 cups of mixed vegetables. I will take that up at different times. Um, and then, yeah, I'll have that within the first like half hour after I finish the workout. Then it would be going for a 5 kilometer walk to get the lactic acid out of the body, a bit of active recovery, good for the mindset and unwind down. And during that time, I would record my 2 podcasts, and then I would do work with like ChatGPT as I walk and talk, doing strategic type work, personal growth work, which is on the mindset side of the question to help me make me stronger, more focused in that way. And I might do some business strategy type work in that moment as well. I'd come home, and so that takes me about an hour to go for that walk. I would then have so by the end of hour 3 from the start of my workout to then I would have another meal with about 40 grams of protein in it, and that would normally be probably a smoothie. Let's say like got a cup of frozen fruit. It's got some high energy food in there too. So I might put half a cup of say natural muesli or something like that, and a scoop and a half, which would give me 40 grams of protein powder. Probably put some creatine in that as well, and some flax meal or something like that. So it's got omega-3 in there too. Buzz all that up. I would drink that, and then I would go and set my day up for success, uploading my podcast, looking at the outcomes that I want to achieve for the day. If I've got clients and so forth, I may not be able to do my 5 kilometer walk straight away, but we're talking about designing the perfect day. And then, yeah, so I'm working with clients, and about 3 hours later, it'll be time for another meal. So at that point, depends on the time I've worked out, but it may be then a mid-morning snack. Depends how the tummy feels. It might be another smoothie, or it will be lunch, which again, it could be something like a chicken or beef stir fry with 2 cups of veggies in it, and depending on the training phase I'm in, I will either include or exclude high energy carbs from that meal. I will be potentially having a nap after lunch because I will have been up since maybe 4:30 or something like that. That nap might be like 15, 20 minutes. I will then go back and have a check-in with what it is that's I've got a plan for the rest of the day. Strategic work, transformational work. There's always transactional things to do each day, but I make sure I might have a 90-minute power block of work to really get a bunch of things done. And so I'll focus on doing that. Then if I do a 90-minute power block, I'll have like 10 minutes where I'll get out and just go for a walk, whether it's like I'm out sitting outside right now, or whether I'll say do a lap of my block, which takes about 12 minutes or so, depending how fast I'm working. During that time, I'll either just listen to some music, which is rare, or I will do some more personal growth type work to strengthen the mindset. Throughout this time, I'm also up to this point in the day, I'm doing some social media posts and that kind of stuff. And then we're probably into sort of mid-afternoon, getting into late afternoon. I'll have another snack, which is probably a smoothie in the afternoon, which is won't have the high energy food in there, but it'll have a cup of frozen fruit, a scoop of protein powder, and potentially some creatine, depending on where I am in the cycle of that, and no high energy food. And yeah, from there, I like throughout like business work, strategy work, etc. And then take me through and working with clients. I'll then go through to dinner time. I'm drinking water continuously throughout the day to get in my 3 liters. And I didn't mention my supplements. I take my supplements in the morning, and then the only supplements I have left in the evening, which is 2 fish oil capsules. I'll have that before dinner. I tend to take them before food because otherwise they tend to repeat on me, and that's not a nice feeling or flavor. And then I will, like towards the end of the day, like if I've spent time with my daughter or if she's not with me, then I'll have a shower and I'll finish with clients. I'll have a shower. I'll sit up in bed and I'll do some. Then from about 8:30, I focus just on personal growth work, and that's around the time that I might have my last snack of the day as well, which has normally got something that's got some protein in there, fairly light. And yeah, I then just focus on personal growth for the rest of the day. Prior to that, I make sure that I've done a review of the day, checking in with how things have gone, what I've got to do tomorrow, what's a priority, making sure the schedule's blocked out with my time and so forth. I will have a bit of an assessment of, did I do well? What didn't I do well? I'll do some journaling. Again, I do that with ChatGPT. I tend not to write, I just speak it, and it captures it all for me. And yeah, then, like I say, I then work on personal growth side of things just to make me better and better and better. Try to get to bed, but sleep by 9:30 to 10 o'clock, but normally closer to 9:30. And then we're up again the next day. And so that's a typical sort of day for me. I'm single, so there's no interaction with a partner or anything like that. Just my daughter, if she's staying with me, she rotates a week with me, a week with her mum. So the week that she's not here, then I've got more time outside of clients to just work on the personal growth side of things. So very structured, very routine, but it works, and that's how I'm able to keep doing what it is that I do on a consistent basis with such high energy and focus. So it works. It really does. All right, thanks for your questions, everybody, this week. I will see you next time. If you want your question answered, then shoot it through to me via email, or the links are below, or reach out via the website, and you can send them directly to me there. See you next week.